Belinda gotta go. Angela, we gonna have to check the expiration date on your friend card too. And Fatima is the most emotional that we have ever seen her. What's good, y'all? She gets this Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another ZATIMA video. In this video, we're breaking down episode 4 from season 1. Let's just go ahead and get into it. We pick up in the thick of it with a stumbling and bumbling Belinda trying to backtrack now that she is caught in the act of trying to sleep with Zach. She tells Fatima that she was trying to see if Zach was going to push up on her because you know he low down, girl. But Fatima is not buying it. Instead, she gets Belinda to admit that she timed out Fatima's salon appointment and was very calculated about the whole thing. Zach, knowing Fatima and more importantly the signs, tries to stop Fatima from going for her gun and her purse, but a belligerent Belinda distracts him, and then a solo shot rings out. Fatima has very little words before the shot is fired, but then a huge emotional release pushes her to attempt to beat Belinda's ass after, as she should. It's in this moment that we really get a different view of how good Zach is for her, as he handles this entire moment with Fatima's protection and mental stability in mind, while trying to de-escalate something that was meant to be beyond destructive from Fatima's closest friend. When Angela arrives at the house, Zach is rightfully cautious because he doesn't know these girls and half of the sister circle was just climbing him like a tree. You can't help but be proud of Zach at the top of this episode, and the energy for me shifts as Bryce enters Zach's house and Angela goes to be debriefed by Fatima, and then Zach and Bryce start to talk. So I'm going to talk about them based off of the separate conversations that they had. Angela and Fatima. With Angela coming in on Belinda's side, it was like a bit annoying but understandable for a naive character like her. Even if Belinda was actually doing this to prove to Fatima that Zach is no good, why would that be okay? Angela, think about it, mama. Why is that okay? It breaks my heart watching Fatima deconstruct what she's been through with Belinda just for them to arrive at this night and lose their friendship forever behind this. Crystal Hayslett is impeccable with her delivery of Fatima's grief, heartbreak, and anger, specifically in the conversation with Angela and Fatima, but then also throughout the entire episode. Now going over to Bryce and Zach. Something about this bromance just feels off. Bryce as a character feels a little bit too different to actually be Zach's friend, and while he offers sage advice and some judgment, their scene creates a strong contrast to the emotional moment happening between Angela and Fatima, and something just ain't right about Bryce. But in this episode, Zach carries the weight of being a safe space for Fatima to emotionally and mentally land. The scene where they talk before bed is enlightening and grounding for them as individuals, learning and growing together, but also great for us as the audience members to see. We have seen slices of this version of Zach with Karen for fleeting moments and sisters, but this is what will become Zach and Fatima's norm, their baseline. And I'm not arguing with y'all in the comment section down below. I said what I said. A beautiful place for this black woman to hand over her heart for safekeeping, and they both finish this scene with affirming that they both need to do better. Zach in the case of his endless drama, and Fatima with her very hot temper that is 0 to 100. Even though I still don't see nothing wrong with her popping a cap in the wall behind her friend who just tried to sleep with her man. The ambulance was probably going to be needing to bring Belinda out of there if it was me. But, I digress. The next morning, Fatima is seemingly back in good spirits and ready to go for a run as Zach makes breakfast and he decides to join her on the run. And it's in this moment that it becomes very clear that he can't do a lot of the things that Fatima might be used to. Specifically when they bring up vacation, he can't vacation how Fatima is used to vacationing. Not because of money, but because Zach can't get a passport because of his record. Unfortunate, but not a deal breaker. I thought that this was like a nice little nugget to throw in there because we're really getting a full establishment of what this relationship will look like for the long run. Now, while on this run, Zach, as expected, can't keep up and Fatima runs into her past. Ian, the infamous Ian that wants to take this moment to catch up as Fatima adamantly tries to avoid him but being forced into a convo as he apologizes. But Fatima is cold, short, as she should be, since he left her and married someone 2 days later, completely breaking her heart. But before they can get too deep into this convo, Zach catches up with the two, and ZATIMA have a moment that will go down in the series history as their chemistry is on 1,000 while they dismiss Ian, tell him dinner ain't gonna be able to happen, and Zach reminds him that this is his. Thank you for playing the game and losing. Thank you for being a clown and letting her go. We out. Now, later on in the episode, we get to see what this actual run-in with Ian does for both Fatima and Zach. And I'm going to talk about Zach first. Zach meets up with Bryce, and Bryce has found an office for them. They're going to go into business together. Even that, y'all, it's moving so quickly, it just don't feel real. Bryce, you have had to teach Zach everything there is to know about getting around this SEC investigation, about the stock things, and you just want to jump in and put up $1.2 million and half of the rent on this place so that you can start Rise Ventures with him because you like his smile and he a funny dude and y'all cool. Like, I don't understand it. Like, for Bryce to be a hedge fund person, a business person, a stock person, he doesn't bring that to the actual circumstances. And not to say that he can't go into business with Zach, but why isn't he coming with a little bit more astuteness, a little bit more business acumen, a little bit more well-to-do-ness? They both seem like they're flying by the seat of their tails, and it's just like, y'all just got vibes right now. Like, y'all are going off a wing and a prayer and damn vibes. I don't understand it. Zach, I noticed you want to move forward and continue to flip this money and become a businessman, but you literally came up on $1 million all of 2 weeks ago. Now you want an office as if you can't work from the kitchen island of your duplex that you just built. Like, relax, calm down. Like, learn some additional things first. Come up with a full-on business plan. Like, Bryce, you're literally jumping into bed with this man and he don't even know how to put together a damn business plan. Not that you can't teach him or somebody can't teach him, but this just all feels very unrealistic. Again, Bryce as a character feels like a prop for Zach. He is literally the get out of jail free card. He is the get out of the SEC investigation free card. He is the get into business free card for Zach. And it's honestly compromising him as a character, because if we were able to watch him struggle and learn things, then we could see him grow as a character. But since he just gets to skip over this because he has the bridge of ever-ending connections and hookups by way of Bryce, Zach is like easily just being ushered into all of these things that would have taken a normal person a lot to work for. And I honestly didn't realize how annoyed I am by this until I started talking about this, y'all. But that's what we get. They meet up at this office, and aside from them deciding to go into business and start Rise Ventures together, Zach also reveals how uncomfortable he was seeing Fatima see Ian and feeling like there's something there, and looking in her eyes and seeing her, like seeing what all those emotions were for her. And while Bryce is like, well, she also had a hell of a night, you know, it could be that. We get to see that there's a little spark there of insecurity around that potential thing, regardless of how much of a solid, steady front they both put up when they were in front of Ian. Now, Fatima is back at the office talking with Angela in the bathroom, talking about how she thought she was over him, but she is over him. Girl, I don't know what to do. I saw him X, Y, and Z. So it's very clear that Zach actually did see something. There was something in her eyes or behind her eyes as she was seeing him, and it might be something to be concerned about. And they start to talk about this. And then after that, he actually pops up and reveals to her that, one, he has cancer. He still is very sorry, and it all becomes too much. And the episode winds up ending with Fatima crying in her office, and I just would not want to be mama. Because my God, going from the betrayal of one of your best friends trying to sleep with the love of your life to running into a former love of your life and having a triumphant moment of a new man that loves you better or loves you more than what this person did, and being able to throw that in his face only to find out that this man is dying, and that's not something that you would ever wish for him, no matter how bad he hurt you. Woo, it's a lot. And now I want to know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought about the episode, the elements of things that's going on, what you thought about some of my thoughts around the episode. Let's chop it up and have a good old conversation and kiki in the comment section down below. It's your good sis, you Let It Talk TV with. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my ZATIMA content. And I'm going to see you in the next one.